there's two sets of tracks, like, so there's a big enough area for two trains to pass each other out there. And so we get out to this big bridge where the train trestles are. We finally get there, and it's a fucking huge bridge, and we're like walking up. We see a good spot to swim, like on the other side of the river, down kind of past the bridge there. And we're like, okay, let's cross the bridge and go swimming down there. We're walking across the bridge, just marveling at all the. I mean, it's like this huge ass train trestle bridge, and when you're tripping, like anything like that, just seems so like it's amazing. And we're just tripping on it. We're like, wow, this is cool. We're looking at the river, and just kind of dilly dallying, and all of a sudden, one of us notices that a train's coming, and we can see it off in the distance. We're like, oh, here comes a train. And we're like, okay, well, let's figure out which set of tracks it's on, because like this is a big fucking bridge. And let's figure out which set of tracks it is on, and we figured that out pretty easily, And then we're like, okay, let's get over on this side then, and we'll watch it pass. This was going to be a fucking trippy thing to see, while you're frying on acid. So we're sitting there waiting for the train to go by. It's getting closer and closer, And then I just decided to look the other way for a second, and I happened to notice another train coming from the other direction, and these two trains were going to pass each other right where we were standing, right there in the middle of the bridge. And I'm like, Brian, look. And he panics right away, because, I mean, it was just like, oh, this is it, we didn't have much time to respond. And he starts running. Like, he runs the direction of the first train that was coming, And I was like, dude, what? I was trying to yell at him, but it was so loud because all the trains were coming. And he couldn't hear me, but I'm like, no, you're not going to make it, and I'm thinking, like, I'd already decided, like, I'm just going to jump off this fucking bridge and hope for the best, But I had to give up on my friend. He couldn't hear me, So I run to the side and I looked down, and we'd already passed the part where there was water. So like if I jumped, I would have just fell like 70 feet or something. I don't know. It was a far drop. I'm like, fuck. And I would have just hit the dirt, It wouldn't have been pretty. But I was just like, dude, I don't have much of a choice. So I climbed over the railing of the bridge, and I was just going to hang there on off the bridge, I was hoping to, like, I was going to hold on for dear life, because I was out of the way of the trains at that point. But once I climbed over the edge, I saw that there was all these support poles underneath the bridge that were all like a jungle gym kind of, and it was easy to just kind of shimmy down there, and I got underneath the bridge all like secure. And I was like, oh, thank God. I look down, and the first thing I think is like, what about Brian? I look down and I see him doing the same thing way further down the bridge. Oh my God. Because, I mean, they were passing over me. By the time I was under the bridge, they were already both passing over me. I would have been smashed.